Welcome everybody, this is Alan with Daily Armor of God. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all are doing well. This is my Finishing the Bible in 1 Year project. This is day 11. Day 11. Today we'll be reading Genesis chapters 32, 33, and 34. Again, I just want to state that I'm using blueletterbible.org because it's an amazing site, amazing tool. It's probably my favorite Bible site, one of my favorites, I should say, but it just makes it so much easier to see and to with all the different tools. Just overall, it's very good. So yesterday we were learning about Jacob trying to flee his wife's father. What was the name? Anyway, so he pursued him, and there was some kind of covenant between father and Jacob. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, we're in Genesis chapter 32, verse 1, Jacob's fear of Esau. So we're back to Esau, so Jacob's brother. So Jacob tricked his father, and basically tricked his brother too. Sad. So we're going to find out what happens with Esau. Alright, here we go. Genesis chapter 32, verse 1. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's host." And he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob saith thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there unto now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks, and manservants and womenservants, and I have sent to tell my lord, that I may find grace in thy sight." The messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee." And 400 men with him. And Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. And he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels, into 2 bands. And he said, "If Esau come to the one company, and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape." Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saith unto me, Return unto thy country and thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast shewed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he would come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And thou sayest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau his brother, 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milch camels with their colts, 40 kine, and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, and 10 foals. And he delivered them unto the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, "Pass over before me, and put a space betwixt the drove and drove." And he commanded the foremost, saying, "When Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, Whose art thou, and whither goest thou, and who are these before thee? Then thou shalt say, That be thy servant Jacob's, that it is a present sent unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us." And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the drove, saying, "On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when ye find him. And say ye moreover, Behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will peace with him in the present that goeth before me, and afterward I will see his face. Peradventure he will accept of me." So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. And he rose up that night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 women servants, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent them over the brook, and sent them over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called him the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God's face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that shrank. Okay, I'm confused about that. Who was he? He was wrestling God? Okay, I'm confused. Anyway, Genesis 33, verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children with God hath graciously given thy servant. And the handmaids came near, and they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves after Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother, keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face, as though I have seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with the young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let the Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord unto Seir. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city in Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. And when he came from Paddan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city, and he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar, and called it Elohe Israel. Okay. So Esau was actually happy to see his brother. Okay. Uh-oh, no. The treachery of Jacob's sons. That doesn't sound too good. Genesis 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they come. And Hamor the father of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out to the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. and ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully. And said, Because he has defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto him, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this we will consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give you our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of the city, saying, These men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for the dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle be their substance, and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out to the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of this city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that the two sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, and Dinah's brother, and took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew the males. Wait, what? It came to pass the third day, when they were sore, that the two sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, and his brethren, took each man his sword, slew all the males. What? So, wow. They're trying to make peace, and Simon and Levi were like, nuh-uh, and killed them all? And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep, their oxen, their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives they took captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. Wow. And Jacob said to Simon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Wow. Interesting stuff, guys. Like, man, like every day, and when we get to the last chapter, it seems to get more and more interesting. So, two of Jacob's sons, basically killed everybody that they were trying to make peace with, because they were angry that they basically took their sister before, like, she was married and all that, and basically dishonored her. Wow. Very interesting, guys. I can't wait to see what's next. So, alright, let's pray, guys. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for giving us the motivation to read your word and get to know you more. I hope we can continue to grow with you. I pray that you'll be with us every step of the way, that we may draw near to you. Thank you so much for everything you have done for us, Lord. In your precious holy name. Amen. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope to see you guys tomorrow for, let's see, we're going to do Genesis 35, 36, 37. and see what happens with Jacob's sons and this whole situation. I can't wait to see what happens next. So, thank you guys so much. Hope you have a good evening, morning, night, wherever you're at. And, as always, TTFN, ta-ta for now. See you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.